the best-selling game in the world, Catan, with over 4 million copies sold. It was invented by Klaus Tuber in his basement 1991, inspired by the history of the Vikings who settled the Ireland. This is a board game where land is recognizable by its sheep, rock, wheat, clay and forest, located on hexagonal fields. From the Champions League to an online community with millions of registered users. Catan Universe, 971,000 players. Board Game Arena, 8 million users. Colonist, 237,000 players. Catan found its way into game consoles in the form of a video game, and it has its own film adaptation called The Lord of Catan 2004. I mean, all great, but the question is, what makes Catan so interesting?
Zanimljivo je.
Nije ga teško za naučiti.
Ima više elemenata.
Dinamika.
Interakcija sa ljudima.
Before we dwell deeper into why Catan is so popular, we need to understand how it's played. What is actually Catan? Catan is an island with a living sheep, rising mountains, growing crops, stretching mines, flowing rivers, and sprawling forests. It's rich in raw resources such as stone, wood, clay, wool, and straw. The player's goal on the island is to build an empire and dominate both the island and its raw materials. How to win?
Ja u biti uvodim u igru malo element kaosa.
Što se bolje istrguješ, možeš puno više toga graditi, kupiti bodove, kraju izaći ko pobjednik iz igre.
Neće mi sreća pomoći da dobijem u igri, možda malo kockice, ali više razmišljam o taktici.
Kakav kaos vodim u igru? Pa u biti nekad igram, pravim se da imam taktiku, ali u biti samo igram reagirajući na druge igrače.
Ali mislim da bi ipak dao taktici malu prednost.
All risk.
The goal of the game is to collect 10 points. First come, first served. Whoever reaches 10 first wins the island Catan. Points are collected by building roads, settlements, cities, and discovering additional institutions such as university, grand hall, library, and chapel. Everything that is built on the island has its price, and in order to build additional points to victory, you must pay the construction cost with the raw materials you have earned, according to the price list determined by the game. How to get resources? The resources are obtained by positioning yourself well on the map and rolling the dice. Each player whose settlement is located at the intersection of the fields surrounding it owns those parts of the island. When the dice are rolled, all players whose number on the field matches the number on the dice receive the resource they deserve, regardless of wherever the dice were rolled by the person whose turn it was to play. With each roll, all players have the opportunity to gain something. Okay, you position yourself on the map, roll the dice, get the resources, and pay the price with them to expand across the map and build your empire to victory. But that still doesn't give us the answer why the Catan has spread so widely around the world. Now that we know what Catan is and how it's played, we can go deeper into the reasons why it's so interesting. The trading rules.
Smatraš li da je trgovina sa suigračima važna za pobjedu?
Govor je i da i ne, tako je.
Smatram da je važna za pobjedu.
Pa u početku da, ali kasnije dobivam resurse iz banke. Tu tek počinje onda pravo natezanje sa resursima.
Pa bilo bi licemjerno od mene reći ne, zato što sam pobjedila tako par puta jer mi je neko izašao u susret.
So, in the game, the players are forced to trade among themselves. You can own as much stone as you want, but if you're short on clay, you can't progress. Then you have to think a bit about good neighborly relations. Hey bro, I'll give you some stone if you could give me some clay. Throughout the game, players exchange raw materials and spread across the map. They interfere with each other, block roads, and steal the resources. But of course, they do everything in their favor. You can just imagine the crazy dynamics of this game, and players need each other to win, and there's only one winner. Give me ship, I'll give you grain. I won't give you grain, you wouldn't give me a stone. I didn't want to give you stone because I needed it to build a city. I don't care, you've blocked me, so I can't get the stone anyway. I won't give you any ship. Arguments, laughter, and fun are guaranteed in this game. As I mentioned before, players progress to the game and spread across the map, which means they get in each other's way. So we can safely conclude that the next interesting factor of this game is...
Da bi ipak dao taktici malu prednost.
Taktika je definitivno bitnija od sreće.
Tactics. Players take points from each other, steal cards from one another's hands, block the production of raw materials, threaten pets, and thus obtain a better position than their playmates. And in some cases completely block further expansion on the map. Now you can easily imagine how interesting the game becomes when you're devising tactics against 4 to 6 players who have the same goals as you. One tactic might not be enough for you, so... The luck factor. The thing is, even a slightly less experienced player can win Catan. Luck allows inexperienced players to win and annoy experienced ones who rely on tactics. In Catan, the dice are constantly rolled,
Ja i kockice si baš nismo najbolji prijatelji.
and the stack of random cards are drawn by chance. So all the tactics in the world don't mean a thing if you haven't a golden hand that day. It's not once that I witnessed a player sitting down at the table for the first time without any idea about the game, annoying the others by taking the win. We all know that the gambling is addictive, and the constant feeling that you are winning something excites a person. What sets Catan apart from other games with similar themes like Krizik, Monopoly, Seven Wonders, and so on is that Catan's map is constantly changing. The tiles are always shuffled and placed randomly, as are the numbers. The map is never the same, and you will never play the same game twice. Not to mention that there are more than 8 expansions, only some of which have 9 different scenarios. Catan is fun, quick to learn, the map is constantly changing, has a bunch of expansions, can be played with up to 6 players, contains factors of strategy, surprises, laughter and fun, encourages communication, introduces elements of cooperation, exchange, conflict and alliances. But the most interesting answer to why Catan is so popular revealed by none other than the game's author himself. When Klaus Tuber was asked what Catan makes so much fun, the answer was rather simple: the ultimate balance between strategy and luck.